Yo, what's up guys, this is me, the Great What If here, back again with another video. And I just want to say, we're so close to 100 subscribers. If we can make this 100 subscribers at the end of the day, or the end of the week, I'll be so happy. And, sorry, I have a few announcements. If I get to 100, what's called subscribers, I'll do a 100 subscribers special. And this will be a new What If. I don't know if this is going to be original or not, but it was recommended by me by a friend. I forgot what my friend's name was, but I'll just put him in the description below. So please check him out. And yeah, let's get right into the video. Now, we cut back to Izuku. He's in a bus, and Frappy was saying, "Ribbit, what's your quirk?" And Izuku, he's getting, freaking everyone is staring at Izuku. And some of them are leaning in. And Mirko, she's just leaning in a little bit because she really wanted to know as well. Mirko, she's sitting on Izuku's lap. And Aizawa, since he's been told by Principal Nezu that Izuku's the only one who knows what his quirk is, and he doesn't even know what it is. He knows the abilities, but he doesn't know his quirk's name, which would be kind of troublesome, since he has to put it for, if he's gonna go to another agency or something like that, he needs to put his quirk's name in it. It can't be classified, even though it's literally classified by the friggin' military. And Aizawa, he wants to know what Zuko's quirk name, so he's intrigued as well. Bakugo, he's thinking, I bet this nerd has a weak ass quirk. I'm still kind of curious. And Todoroki, he doesn't really care, but he's kind of intrigued as well. So, yeah, since he sees Izuku using fire, he thinks that is probably like a secret love child from Endeavor. And Izuku's probably his stepbrother. And Todoroki still has his daddy issues, but he still wants to know what Izuku's quirk is. So he's leaning in as well. And Izuku, he looks down and sees Mirko. She's just staring at him. And Izuku, he says, well, my quirk's name is, and just lifts his finger, waving, none your business. You think I'm gonna share my quirk to you guys? I'm even gonna tell his name. And everyone, they're just like, there's some of them are dumbfounded, but, and Izuku just says, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you guys my quirk. I don't really guys trust you enough. Mirko, she just grabs Izuku's cheeks and pulls them, like freaking what they do in the anime, which is like she just like freaking squeezing his cheeks. And Midoriya was like, ow, what was that for? And Mirko just says, you don't trust me enough? And Izuku just leans in and says, well, if you want me to trust you more, I could do it in different ways. And she's just blushing. And so, he's already known about a relationship between Mirko and Izuku, since one is blatantly obvious, and two, she kind of slipped it a little when she was talking to Aizawa about a few before the USJ. And Aizawa, he's kind of, proud of Izuku, but he doesn't really want to show it, even though Izuku knows. And everyone, they just see Izuku and Mirko cuddling, and they said, wait, Izuku, are you dating a teacher? Like, Ida's just doing the chop motion, and he says, yeah, I am. And everyone is fucking gasping for air. Like, my fucking OG has a fucking girlfriend and is a teacher. Everyone, they were just like dumbfounded and say, wait, are you serious? Like, legit? And Izuku just kissed Mirko on the forehead and says, legit. And Mirko, she's like, wait, Izuku, you're not supposed to... What? keep this a secret? You know I can't do that. Since you guys wanted to know my secret, I guess I can share a little bit of yours, Miracle. And she says, well, damn you. And she just punches Izuku in the gut. But Izuku, he doesn't really feel it. But he says that if you do that again, I'll make sure your punishment is severe. And she just like shivers down her spine, and she just like says nothing. But Izuku just grabs his cap and just puts it on her. And she's like blushing a little bit. And Izuku just like pats her, not pats, but like he just pets her, and he's feeling her ears, and it's very fluffy. So he continues to rub them, and she's like, Izuku, this makes me feel uncomfortable. And Izuku, he stops and says, okay, we'll do it later. And everyone's like, later? And Aizawa says, alright, we're here. And they're at the USJ. Once Aizawa gets off, Mirko follows behind Aizawa since she's kind of, embarrassed. And 13's out there and waiting for them, and he's like, kind of confused why Mirko is hiding behind Aizawa. But then sees Izuku come out and the rest of the students. And most of the girls are like jealous and just giving death stares at freaking Mirko. But she doesn't really care. She mostly cares about Izuku. And the girls are trying to think of a plan to win Izuku's heart. And freaking Kirishima, he's like really proud of Izuku. He doesn't really care if he's dating a teacher or not. It's just that he's a real friend. But the rest of the boys were like, well, except for Todoroki, are like, oh my god, I can't believe Izuku's dating a teacher. Is this against school regulation? And Mina's like, I can't believe he has a girlfriend. Damn it. And freaking most of the boys are like murmuring under their breath. And Bakugo was like, you damn nerd. You think you're better than me just because you have a girlfriend, huh? And Izuku just lights his little, he puts his finger up and lights a little bit of fire. And says, Bakugo, don't fuck with me. And he has this tone of anger. And Bakugo quickly shuts up. And 13, he's kind of like, he thinks Izuku's cool. And Uraka says, oh, 13, you're my favorite hero, and all that. And once they head inside, Mirko is by Aizawa, still kind of, embarrassed, but she's peeking out just a little bit. And 13 is kind of surprised since the top 5 hero, is embarrassed by just this kid. And 13 doesn't know about the relationship, so she's just wondering, he's just wondering, what's going on. But he notices that Miracles keep on staring at Izuku. So he puts two to two together and thinks there might be some conflict with each other. So he just, keeps himself quiet. Once they're all inside, now we're cutting back to what's called All Might. And All Might is at the UA, and Principal Nezu as well. Principal Nezu was calling in favors and all. And some, they were lower rank, and they were asking them if he knows what Izuku's quirk is, or their name. Some of them, they say, yeah, we know, but we can't tell you guys, I'm sorry. It's against our regulation and their privacy. And some of them were like, well, I don't know. I never seen him in action. Until Nezu calls up his buddy old pal, Gabriel, an old friend of his, an associate as well. And once Nezu calls Gabriel up, Gabriel answers and says, General of this Japan district, how can I help you? And Nezu asks, just says, hey, old buddy, old pal, can I call in a favor? And Gabriel says, sure, what is it? And Nezu just says, do you know a kid? I know you know this kid called Izuku, right? And Gabriel, he laughs and says, yeah, I'm his uncle. Well, not technically his uncle, not related by blood, but he calls me his uncle. And it's kind of proud. That makes me kind of proud. And, Nezu says, well, do you know what Izuku's quirk name is? And Gabriel just in silence. And Nezu just says, Gabriel? And Gabriel just says, does Izuku, did he tell you? And Nezu just says, no. And this is on speaker, so All Might could hear this, but he's trying to keep quiet. And Nezu says, well, do you? And Gabriel says, I'm sorry, my friend, but I cannot help you with that. And Nezu says, why? What happened? Why is this kid so important? And Gabriel just says, well, see, his power is terrifying. I mean, we see it all in action, but not to this extent. And once he used it, it terrified me so much, but I just wanted to keep quiet. And his quirk name, he made it by himself. He didn't even go to the quirk doctor. And Nezu said, wait, he never went to the doctor? Well, he just went there for regulation, testing and all. But he never, told anybody about his quirk. And he named it himself, since he didn't want people to know his weaknesses and all, and his abilities. Which kind of confused me, but finally I know the truth about it, so it doesn't really surprise me at all why he wants to keep it a secret. And it's not only... Do you know Izuku's parents? Yes I do, actually. I've seen him once, but never talked to them. Well, you see, Hisashi, Izuku's father, his quirk got stolen. And All Might says, wait, what? And Gabriel says, wait, I'm not the only one here talking, am I right? And Nezu says, sorry, it's just All Might here, the one hero. And Gabriel just says, oh, we heard about you and those two people. I mean, All for One. And All Might says, wait, you know about All for One as well? Well, how did you... And Gabriel just says, well, all of us has our secrets. Even the military. And, yes, actually, All for One was, you could say, a very old friend of mine. And I was trying to find him and take him down myself, but he disappeared. He was never seen again. And we lost our only lead, and it ended up in a bad predicament, if you could say. What do you mean, bad predicament? Well, this happened when Izuku was 15. And Izuku, he suffered so much. I just couldn't, I put my ambition forward instead of him. And All Might said, wait, what's happening? What happened? Well, you see, we heard that All Might, was called One for All, was working with one of our own, against the insurgents. So we sent a couple of our own troops against them, and we sent it a little bit too much and left our own base unattended. Well, a few were there, but they were mostly off-time workers. And Izuku was in that base. So our intel was wrong, and we paid a price for it. Well, not me. Izuku did. And All Might says, wait, what happened? What is this all about? And Gabriel explained. While they were out trying to find All for One already was at their base and caused destruction. And Izuku, he lost both of their friends. Well, his dog and his best friend from what's called military school, which has been with him since day one. And All Might is hearing this and says, wait, then how is he alive? Wait, wait, first of all, why is All For One working with them? Second, how is Izuku even alive facing All For One? No, he didn't face All For One. He faced his own, insurgents he hired. And they planned to attack our base, but I was with the rest of the soldiers, so he thought that he could take care of me while he sent his own troops. Well, I sent my own troops. But I'll never leave a soldier behind, so I went with them. So I left the base, commanded with Izuku. And once they attacked, it was horrible. Everything was in flames, buildings, everything. His own dog died there, and Izuku was left there in rage. He was not himself anymore. He destroyed everything. He killed so many. He even killed one of our own comrades without noticing, because his bloodlust and hate were so high. That's why I taught Izuku how to be emotionless, to hide his emotions, never to let them out. Now you see why Izuku is so nonchalant or not that much expressant, but I hope he's doing alright. And all I have to say is, don't get Izuku angry, and keep an eye on him. Make sure he's not, bloodlusty, or things could end up really bad. And All Might, promise me that you'll take care of Izuku. I'm soon gonna retire, so yeah, I might go to Japan, but I'm thinking about going to the USA for a vacation, you can say. And All Might says, well, I'll take care of Izuku. Don't worry about it. And keep an eye on his family as well. I heard that Sashi lost his quirk, so he won't be able to protect Izuku that much, or Inka as well. He was a brave warrior. I looked up to him, so please take care of Asashi as well, and his family. All Might says, of course, I swear, I will protect his family. And Gabriel says, good. Goodbye, All Might, and my old friend. He hangs up. Nezu was like, so his power thrives on emotion. But what kind of emotion? Well, probably bloodlust and hate. All Might, I want you to keep an eye on Izuku, and his family as well. And send a couple of heroes with you as well, just to make sure, for extra precaution. And he does that. All Might, he heads to the USJ with a couple of what's called heroes, just to keep an eye on Izuku, so they're walking over there. And we cut back to Izuku. Once Izuku's hearing all this and the 13th speech, and what they're gonna do, Izuku looks around and sees that one of the training grounds are a burning building, and it brings back horrible memories of it. All how he was ambushed and a bunch of insurgents start using rocket launchers and gunfire was everywhere, blood was in the air, and he just remembers him running away, shooting at other insurgents while his dog was there. He commanded his dog to run away as fast as he can, but once the dog was running away, he got hit by an RPG, and blood was spattered. Some blood spattered at Izuku, and he just cried. And right now, he's in his mindscape, and in real life, Izuku's friggin' shaking. And Mirko noticed this, so she went to go and grab Izuku's hand. Mirko was right in front of Izuku, and Izuku just looks at Mirko and is bringing back more memories about his friend who grabbed Izuku from the hand and just pulls him away while they're getting shot, and Izuku did not want to leave. He wanted revenge. So he shots a couple shots at them, at the insurgents, luckily imbuing his gun enough to kill at least 5, until one sniper tried to shoot at Izuku, but his friends saw the sniper scope and lens, like the shine, so he went in front of Izuku and took a bullet for him. The bullet pierced his friend's heart, instantly killing him. And Izuku had to see his own friend die in front of him, while other soldiers are grabbing Izuku and running away. Izuku's just trying to push him away and trying to go to his friend. And his friend's name was Muroko. And he's just yelling, Muroko, don't get off of me, Muroko! And just sees his friend dying, like on the ground, while other soldiers are pulling Izuku away and are telling him we have to keep moving, we have to go. And while they're passing by, he sees his dog's head, and he just tears up. But he gets so angry that his aura blasted the other soldiers that was grabbing him, and he, have you seen a Naruto? And Mike Guy was fighting this, I think it was like one of the stages, I'm not really sure, but he has this huge aura of a dragon, and he had to use all of his gates. Yeah, that's his aura right there, a dragon. And he slaughtered all of them, without no hesitation. But sadly, he killed a couple of his own soldiers at the process. He was left there alone, crying on his own friend's body. And all the mist in the air filled his nostrils, and all he could see was red. He was crying. And until the morning, until his General Gabriel came back with a couple of his own soldiers, thinking that it was all bust, and I can't believe they freaking believed this intel, till he sees Izuku crying even more, and just sleeping on a dead body. And all of them go right after Izuku, and just see if he's alright, and he has a couple blast scars, but it'll be good. But they see around and they just see like all death, and just the air is just sickening. And Gabriel, he just holds Izuku in his arms until Izuku finally snaps, until Mirko just freaking headbutts Izuku, but like not like a noticeably headbutt, like a little headbutt, until Izuku finally comes back. And Mirko was saying, "Kid, are you alright? Jesus, come on, let's go." And he was like, "Wait, what's going on?" And then a portal opens on the bottom of them. While Izuku was in his whole mind skip and everything, Izuku was standing there, like, freaking shaking. So Mirko went to go and grab Izuku's hand and just try to comfort him. Until that, like the whole thing, Kirishima says, "Oh, look, they even have fake villains. Cool." And Aizawa says, "No, they're not fake, they're real." And just a huge-ass portal opens. A bunch of villains come out, at least 100, and start rushing at Aizawa. And Aizawa tells 13 to protect the students, and Mirko to come and fight him. Mirko was trying to keep on shaking Izuku, but he's still unresponsive. And that's when Izuku finally freaking snaps and comes back to reality. He sees Mirko shaking him, and he's like wondering what's going on. And until a portal opens on the bottom of them, teleporting Mirko, but not until Mirko. She luckily jumped out the way, but Izuku was sucked in, while the rest of the students as well teleported randomly around the training ground. So Mirko, she just rushes at the other villains, fighting them and all, while Aizawa was fighting in them as always as well in canon, and freaking 13 was trying to use his black holes. Now we cut back to Izuku. He's falling down, but uses his telekinesis to float up. And he sees Mineta and Froppy falling, so he uses his telekinesis to carry them as well. Mineta was like, villains! They're over there! And he just points at the ground and sees that there's a bunch of villains there in the water. So Izuku just uses, it took a couple minutes for him to put the right temperature in, enough to heat up enough of the water to boil them, but not to hurt them that much. to just knock them all out from the steam that's coming out. And he successfully does this, but it took a little while since he has to be adapted to the temperature before using it at all. And once Izuku was finished with the whole fighting, he safely puts Mineta and Froppy down, and they're at the beach. And then later, Miracle flies right next to freaking Izuku. He didn't even notice Miracle fly past until he heard a huge blast right behind him. And he turned around and looked and saw that Miracle was there. But she's all bloodied and bruised and the brink of almost death. So Izuku quickly rushes over there. He uses telekinesis and safely puts her down, and Izuku's right next to her. Miracle is lying on the ground, and Izuku's just looking at her, and he's holding her hand. And Miracle, she just looks up and sees Izuku. And she just, smiling. But Izuku went and kissed her. Says, "Don't leave me. Don't you dare leave me. Damn it. Don't you dare." And she laughs a little and says, "I'll never leave you, Izuku. I promise." And she just passes out. Izuku thinks that she died and just rages. And have you seen like Goku? Yeah, he rages like that. He's like, "I will kill them." And he just stands up like doing the whole Goku did with when Frieza killed Krillin. So he's doing the whole thing. And his hair is changing. It's changing from green to like red, like frame in and frame out, red to green, until Shigaraki does his whole thing, which decays Aizawa's hand, like freaking elbow, and Inomu quickly grabs Aizawa and just breaks his arm, holding him down. And Shigaraki did this whole thing in canon, but Izuku wasn't there. He was still raging, and until Shigaraki went to go and grab Froppy, Aizawa was luckily friggin' cancels Shigaraki's quirk, but ends up getting slammed again by the Nomu in the face. And Shigaraki, he went to do it again, but soon he hears a whole cry of rage. And just hears the whole USJ rumbling. Shigaraki stops what he was doing and looks at Izuku. Izuku is he looks like the same as Guy when he opened all of his gates and just fully red, and his eyes are fully white. His right eye is white, his left eye is white, but his scars continue to grow and is growing and is glowing bright red. And his eye engulfs in fire coming out, and he has this whole Super Saiyan God aura. Super Saiyan the first form, the red, yeah. He instead of his eyes turning red and all, his both eyes become white. And Izuku slowly turns around and sees Shigaraki, and he says, "Die, you bastard! I'll kill you. And Izuku just freaking in a mere second is already at Shigaraki's face. Shigaraki, he stumbles back, but Izuku quickly grabs Shigaraki by the face and slams him on the floor, repeatedly slamming him. And the Nomu, he runs at Izuku, but Izuku just slaps the Nomu away, sending him flying across the whole USJ. Now at this point, All Might, he's slowly there, but he hears a whole crash and everything, and he hears something shaking. So he started rushing towards them, and the heroes as well. Endeavor's with him, and Hawks. And yeah. And Mr. Genus. Genus, I'm about to say it, yeah. So they're running towards there, and Shigaraki's getting his ass beat. The whole ura, and just getting his ass beat. His arm is broken, and his whole body looks like it's dislocated and just played Twister for his entire life. That's how he looks like. And Shigaraki, with his last, almost his last breath, says, Kiri, teleport me, goddammit you! And Kiri just teleports Shigaraki away, but Izuku is still in his rage mode and just yells. And freaking Izuku just runs at Kirigiri and just punches him. And there was like a I'm not sure what that is. It's like a mask or something, what he has on the side, but it's like iron. So Izuku just punches that and says Kirigiri flying. Kirigiri tells Shigaraki, Master, we should leave. And Shigaraki says, No, Nomu, kill that kid. Now, he'll be more of a trouble later. And Nomu, he just runs at Izuku with full force, punches Izuku right in the face, but Izuku grabs that fist, and the music starts playing. Dun 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 dun. The real OGs will know that it's Dragon Ball Super. Freaking Goku going freaking Ultra Instinct. And Izuku, he just grabs the Nomu's fist and just twists it enough to break the Nomu's arm. The Nomu quickly regenerates and just punches Izuku right in the face, sending Izuku flying. But Izuku quickly catches himself using his telekinesis to rush towards the Nomu and just punches the Nomu right in the stomach, while Izuku grabs the Nomu's heart and just squishes it. The Nomu fell, but then started to get back up again and is regenerating a new heart. But Izuku is still inside his arm is still inside the Nomu, so the Nomu just Izuku just throws the Nomu, sending him flying. And All Might, he just got there and just sees the Nomu fly past him. And he tells Endeavor and everyone to take care of that Nomu while he takes care of Izuku. And everyone says, alright. So they're fighting the Nomu now. And All Might, he goes to Izuku on his buff form and everything and says, Young man, stop what you're doing right now. You're hurting people. That's not what a hero does. And Izuku just looked at All Might and he just says, All Might, if you weren't here, you could have saved her. You could have saved her. You bastard. For your transgressions, I shall kill you. And freaking All Might says, wait, what do you mean? And Izuku's already at All Might's face and just punches All Might right in the face. Shigaraki is still there and sees this. He says, wait, is he a hero or a villain? Master needs to know this. Kirigiri, teleport us out of here. We're done here. That Nomu's already finished. Let's get out of here. And let's call Kirigiri, teleports him away, leaving All Might to fight Izuku. Now, Izuku, he's in blind rage, so all he sees is red. And freaking All Might sees that his aura is like a dragon, and All Might is terrified. He never seen this kind of power except for One for All. And All Might charges up a One for All 50% and just punches Izuku, sending him flying. And a huge gust of wind friggin' appeared and just punches Izuku. And Izuku, he's gasping for air, but he just lets out another war cry and just rushes at All Might and just quickly punches him right in the ribs where he got his injury and sends him flying. And All Might was about to go to his Small Might form, but before he could do that, some of the teachers step in front of All Might and says, I'll take care of him. Do not worry. And All Might, he just runs away just a little bit just to get nobody notice him and his Small Might form. So some of the heroes there, Hawks is fighting Izuku, but Izuku just lets out a flame to burn Hawk's wings, since Hawk's wings are flammable, highly flammable. But Endeavor was there, and Endeavor's fighting Izuku now. And Izuku is at this rage to the point that he can't even control himself anymore. And he's just yelling and more war cry, just getting more and more fighting spirit. So he's uncontrollable at this point. But Mirko, she's slowly getting up, and she's now conscious. Well, kind of. But she just sees Izuku in this rage form. And a few other heroes arrive, like Midnight, Mount Lady, and a couple more heroes that are called extras. Sorry. And Mirko, she just trying to get to Izuku, but she can't very move. So Mount Lady helps Mirko up, while Midnight tries to use her quirk to calm Izuku down and try to get him to sleep. Izuku, he's like getting enveloped by this smell and slowly is falling unconscious. Wow. He still has his fighting spirit. He's trying not to go to sleep and just punches himself in the face. Everyone is stunned. And Midnight was like, what the hell? That kid would do anything. Jesus. And she does it again, like try to use her quirk and everything. But this time, Izuku, freaking with a flick of his wrist, all the gas head towards her. And she doesn't smell or anything since she's immune to it. So, but the rest of the heroes aren't immune to it. So some of them fall asleep, but some of them don't. And she's surprised that Izuku can do this. But Mirko quickly runs at Izuku and says, "Kid! Izuku!" And Izuku, he just left there, stunned. And he just says quietly, Mirko? And he's thinking back to his old friend. And he's crying. His cries are evaporating though from all the heat. So Mirko, she sees a little tear, but it's slowly evaporating. And Mirko went to go hug Izuku, but could feel the flame coming out of him. And she says, "Izuku, calm down. I'm alright." And Izuku, he's slowly walking towards her, but the heat is getting too immense for her. And Izuku, he has this calm feeling about her. So he quickly calms down a little bit, and his flames started to disperse a little bit. And Endeavor took this chance and just punches Izuku right in the face. And Mirko was like, "What the hell, Endeavor?" "Hey, you must take a chance every time a villain is has his guard down." "Wait, villain? Endeavor, he's not a villain. He's one of our students." "Not in my eyes." And Izuku, he's unconscious. And all the fire is slowly dispersing. Mirko quickly tries to hug Izuku, but she's interfered by a couple of the heroes. And so a couple of heroes apprehended Izuku and just take him outside. Izuku, he's unable to walk since he's unconscious, so some of them carry him and put him behind a car. And they take him. Mirko was like, "What the hell?" And Endeavor just stops her then. Look around you." And she looks around and sees all the flame and everything, and sees Hawks on the ground. And he's kind of burnt, but not that much. And sees a couple heroes, all on the floor, and a couple of villains, since the rest of them got blown away from the fight against the Nomu and Izuku. And she's like, "Wait, did he do all of this?" And Endeavor says, "We're taking him for questioning, and you can't stop us. Alright?" And she's like, "Can I? No. You didn't even let me finish." "I said no." And she just, upset. She wants to talk to Izuku, but they just took him away, like he's a villain. And this gives a freaking... She makes her blood boil, but she understands. Well, kinda. But she hopes that she can see Izuku at least one more time to know that he's alright. And yeah, we're gonna end it right there, guys. Thank you so much for getting me to almost 100 subscribers. Please, let's get there. We're almost there. Just